X-Pac 12360.
Really happy for you, man. That you're coming back around and getting some of this new wrestling boom that's going on, man. Because you deserve it.
It's pretty crazy. It's I would say it's overwhelming. I mean, because of the indie scenes.
Yeah.
Just to get all the puzzles together, you know, like you get booked like on a Friday, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and to get all the promoters to talk to each other just to split the cost of the airfare tickets and all that, and it's crazy. It's been so crazy, but I'm blessed, and I'm so grateful. I'm so happy about it, and I've been working all my life for a break like this. I mean, it's a different break than a WWE, but in my case, it's my biggest break ever in my life.
It feels good, huh? Yeah, and people are excited to see you, man. You have really good. You've built a really good buzz around yourself with the new. And we'll talk about like the early stuff in a little bit, but just talking about like the persona that you're doing now, the PCO thing, man.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, man. That's because I'm going to tell you. So I was talking to Steve Austin, and he was mentioning that he'd seen some of your stuff, and he was digging it too. So it's like, it's pretty cool, man. That when you do like a character or persona like that, a gimmick, however you want to put it, like if you don't go all in on that, like you're doing, like it ain't gonna work.
Yeah, you got to invest yourself totally and fully.
Yeah, man.
And that's what I do. That's what I'm doing. I'm fully passionate about it and fully creative about it, and I put all my mind, my soul, all my everything, all my resources into that gimmick, that character, that persona. I give it everything I've got, and I'm surrounded too with great creative people. A guy like Mike Roy, who is like Destro's my manager,
right?
Who is like a great mind too, like a great guy that comes from the movie side, played in a few movies, did the Arnold Schwarzenegger classic 4 times with some demos for Feats of Strength, and he's used to the show business too, and we kind of built that character together, like it just as life was going on, one step by step, we made it to what it is today, like unconsciously, basically, just with the passion and the creativity.
Can you talk about the difference between, say, like when we were in WWE and we have to do something like that, but it's not our baby, it's not our creation. We might have input on it, but it's not completely ours. Like, this is yours now. So can you talk about like the difference between having total control over the creative aspect of your character?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, of course, everybody's going to say, social medias, there's so many platforms.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be easy, but if you don't have the right niche, or if you don't have the right character, the right persona, it's not going to pop up anyways. So you need to hit it on the nail.
Yeah.
And I don't take any credit for it, because I just went with all the years that I spent into the business, and all the times that I wanted to hit like a big break like that, and just keep on focusing on it and never like really quitting about my dream, and it's like the puzzle, the pieces of the puzzle, they kind of, I'm responsible, but I'm not. Just to give you a short example,
I'm going to compare you to Terry Funk right now, because there can be a whole new set of fans that aren't even familiar with Pierre the Quebecer. You know what I mean? Like they just know you as PCO, and that's a really cool thing too. And the reason why I compare you with Terry Funk is because there are a whole set of Terry Funk bands that only know him from like the Ric Flair WCW stuff on forward. None of the old, like when Terry was the NWA world champion or any of that.
Well, I'm a kid from Philadelphia who grew up in the '90s. That I know him as, I know him as the man in the moonsault, the ECW, like.
So yeah, man, like to me, it's a whole new, you're not
generation of fans. Yeah.
See, here's the difference, the difference between you and me is like when I go and do shows, I'm a nostalgia act. People, you know, I come out to the old music, da 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 da. No, you reinvented yourself. Like I'm getting that nostalgia money, and you're reinventing yourself and getting that today money.
No, I'm coming out with a new song. I don't come out on the old song.
Right.
The new outfit, the new everything. It's just about today. Yeah, it's like totally the new and the PCO. Like nobody knew what it meant before. And I remember when it was Chris Jericho like a week or 2 weeks ago. So. That's PCO. That's Pierre Carl. That's not someone who took his letters. And that was like someone would still like rip off the PCO letters, and he was surprised that actually, you know, I was there on the circuit, and you know, I've wrestled some of the greatest names, you know, so far this year, like Matt Riddle.
Yeah,
he just got signed. Got signed by Paul, I guess, by NXT. And this guy, I mean, if he does well, you know, I mean, in the ring, I mean, if everything goes well for him, like on every, you know, all I did hard sometimes with WWE, but you know, every side's because just inside the ring he's so talented. I had a blast of my time like working against him. We main evented the Joey Janela lost in New York, and that was his last match before NXT. That was on a Friday night, August 17th, and he was like shown live on the 18th, the next day on NXT. And the guy is like so down to earth, willing to do almost anything to have a good match, and even though he knew he was just signed up, you know, and I got a ton of respect for this guy, and I wish him all the best in his career with WWE because he deserves it. I mean,
absolutely,
he's so talented, and it was a blast working with him. Seriously, I had like a lot of fun, and I've been working with tons of talented guys, and you know, Sean, that when you work with talented guys, it makes your jobs easier.
Yeah,
I mean, you work hard. Work hard, but you're two guys that working hard. It's cool too, you know. So Jeff Cobb, you know, like Chris Dickinson. There's so many out there. Brian Cage, you know, it's so many guys that I work, you know, on different occasions, different matches. Darby Allin, guys from Evolve like Sammy Guevara. So many guys that are talented that I have the chance to work with them on the top level this year. So I'm so very, very. I think that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool because it feels like I had the chance to work with Brett. With Sean, with you know, Shawn Michaels, you know, other guys, Razor, you know, Scott, and then working with the top guys in 2018, it's so different. The evolution of the business is so different from back then to today that sometimes I almost felt, Sean, that I was born in the wrong generation as far as wrestling. I'm having more fun working this style than I had back in the days. I don't know why. I don't know why I've got that feeling. I just feel this wrestling style is much more adapted to my style.
I'm always happy. I'm always happy to hear someone our age or older that is embracing the newer wrestling and just not shitting all over it, saying how they're doing it wrong and how they're killing the business and you know, like. So it's nice to see like someone our age that not just me that thinks that things are going great out there for independent wrestling.
Yeah, I think I really think they're really finding the right spot now. They know that they probably went a little bit too far on different things, you know, and they kind of lack sometimes. They were lacking sometimes a little bit of storylines during their matches, and they were opting more just for moves. But the top guys, they're pretty aware of that, and they kind of mix up both. And whether we like it or not, evolution of sports, whether it's hockey, the sticks aren't the same, the skates aren't the same, the shoulder pads are thicker and harder. Football is the same thing, and wrestling's not different than any other sports. You know, it has to evolve, and of course, if you talk to a hockey player in the year probably 80s, 90s, or 70s, they'll say hockey's not the same anymore. But it's the evolution; it's part of it. So I think, to be able to be happy in life and to be able to perform, not just in the wrestling business, but just perform in life as a human being, you have to adapt to change.
Yes.
And that's a big part of the deal, and I think a lot of people have a problem with that issue in the business, in the wrestling business. A lot of older wrestlers have a big problem with the evolution of that business. But I totally embrace it.
And